Previously on the Lineage of Moonreach. After clutching the stone to my head, I became a flame, evidently, is what I'm told. I don't really remember much of it for some reason. And I had a scroll in my hand. It appears that the scroll is the last memory. I'm assuming it's the last memory of my father Mandorin, but who's to say at this point? It's a huge spell, and we've yet to really dive into it. We were ejected from the plane that we were in, and back in the past, we decided our next best opportunity would be to speak with Leithandria. So we booked it to the Midland Wilds, and Gorbel actually held counsel with Leithandria. She found out that we are, in fact, not any of the runes, and that Leithandria actually exists in multiple times and multiple planes simultaneously. Tomar had a confrontation with Cog, and we decided that we should get Mandorin to decipher the scroll and help us with that last memory spell. When we got back to Moonreach, we saw a familiar face, a bit younger than what we remembered. It was the farmer that set us on our initial quest long before any of this ever happened. After sidestepping conversation with him, we headed to Mandorin's house, where we were met with a ghastly specter at the top of the stairs.
The D20 Syndicate presents The Lineage of Moonreach. Welcome back to the D20 Syndicate podcast.
We're back. You're back. We're all back.
We're back.
A dinosaur
We're all
story.
back. What?
You said we're back, and I said a dinosaur story.
A dinosaur story.
Do you remember?
Oh.
Oh, gosh.
I love that movie so much.
We
And
have the DVD.
I was so scared of the
never seen
ringleader
it.
dude with the eye.
Yeah, I've only seen the cover.
Whoa.
I never saw it as a kid.
That's pretty crazy.
You're
That
missing
makes
out.
me sad for your life, sir.
Was
it
there
was
a
so
ringleader?
We watched a lot of movies
with
growing
the
up,
eye?
but for some reason it wasn't that one. It was always like stuff my parents wanted to see. I think that's why.
The
Yo,
Triceratops
roll-
at the end
roll
when he's
back
just
the
like,
rock.
roll back the rock. Yeah, I know. I love I think it was the Triceratops where he's just like, yes, no. I don't know why, but that stuck with me.
We are a Dungeons & Dragons 5e actual play and classic 90s movies recap podcast. I am your host and DM, Seth. And around the table, we have our players.
I'm Billy, and I'm not a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I'm Tomas, and I like Brave Little Toaster.
I'm Lindsey, and I'm that orange T-Rex in it.
Rex?
And I'm Michaela, and was Peachy one of the characters?
Maybe.
Wow.
The pterodactyl.
Wait, no. I'm the character
Or was that a
that's-
different movie?
Oh. Peachy.
Each week, we record for your listening pleasure and dole it out to you guys. We are on episode 88.
Crazy 88.
Crazy 88. In just another year, Mika will be born, and all is right with the world.
Oh,
I
now
don't
we're
think that was
equating.
actually a character. I think I'm making that up.
We're equating to the years now, as far as
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
We did that
anything
last
is-
episode, so we might
Yeah.
as well just
Yeah.
keep going.
Man.
Yeah.
We're going. 88, Year of the Dragon.
I've got a while.
I like to imagine you have like the actual like calendar right next to you. So you're like, yeah, you're the rabbit.
Not even
you're
next
the
to me.
dragon.
Not even a physical copy. I have it memorized.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, guys, we are 88 episodes. That's wild. It's I just can't believe we've been doing
We're
this.
almost 100.
What a road it's
Yeah.
been.
What a road it's been.
What happens
The road
when we
to
get
Roundfoot
to
Town.
100? Like,
We should probably do
We die.
something.
will we?
We'll still have
will we
not-
blow up?
We die.
We'll still have not figured out what's going on here in episode 100.
But yeah, over 2 years in this actual campaign in real life, and then what would it be? I think it's 5 or no. If we started then, I think you're sitting at about 10 years since your characters started. Like you started playing your characters in their world,
Wow.
because some of you guys were 10. And some of you are now like 23.
Wow.
We're so young, so virile.
Little babies.
Cue the Cores song.
But let's do tonight's Around the Campfire question.
Hey!
Just ask it.
So tonight's Around the Campfire question is, who in your past was your character's biggest rival? Think about it. Allow it to be a moment to kind of pepper your backstory if you'd like. But let's start with... We'll go... I saw Willem's hand raise. Willem, who is your character's biggest rival in the past?
For a long time, I don't even know if he really would have realized it. It was more of an internal conflict than anything, but Beldan.
Beldan? Why is that?
Just because he was always kind of the leader, and I wanted to be the leader and know all the cool stuff that he knew.
Very nice. Very nice. And for those of you listeners, Beldan was an NPC that started with the characters. They've referenced him several times, but he is currently MIA after Willem learned that he was transformed into a demon and went off running. It's also a refresher for you guys who may have forgotten. Tomar, why don't you tell me about your rival?
Growing up across town, across from my dad's shop, there was this gnome proprietor. They were the Sprigs, and they ran like a little general store, and they also had some moonstone trinkets, but they weren't as good, in my opinion. But he had a little son named Galen, and I always got in little scuffles with Galen until I got too big, and then my dad made me stop hurting him. So, but they were always trying to outbid us, and yeah, we just wouldn't put up with that sort of nonsense.
I like to imagine Tomar and Gorbel like tag teaming him. Gorbel holds his arms and Tomar punches him in the chest.
Yeah, exactly. Little asshole. But most gnomes I get along with.
Yeah, you seem to have found a strange affinity for gnomes.
Maybe there's a backstory there.
Maybe.
You're trying to make up for
amends.
being a fucking bully.
He was blind.
You're just making yourself way worse.
Yeah.
Tomar has grown so much, except physically. Pinwin, who was your rival?
Okay, so when I was really young, I used to think it was my brothers, most specifically my younger brother, because as you saw, they were both very capable cadets. I was not a very capable cadet, but I thought I would be growing up. And so that rival kind of, I don't know, we kind of had that kind of relationship a little bit where, I don't know, we just kept trying to one-up each other, but it kind of seemed unfair. They just were better. But then along came Randy. And
Not the name I thought was going to...
Randy moved to Shade Home, and as you know, I had that situation with Dayla. I loved her to pieces, and along comes Randy, and she's like, "No, Pinwin, I don't see you that way." But Randy just seemed to trigger her fancy, I guess. I don't know. He was a jerk, so he became my new rival, and then
and Pinwin became a incel.
Yeah, and and look at me now. So I'm winning, Randy.
If you're keeping score.
Randy probably died during the siege of Shade.
Then I super won.
He was crushed under a bunch of halfling supermodels. Gorbel, tell me about a rival.
My greatest rival was probably my stage rival, Belinda, the Crusher. She had thighs. But it started out a little snarky. I would say we were kind of actually rivals. But then we came up with a pretty good routine. Mm-hmm. And we got to know each other a little bit better, and we actually became okay friends.
Yeah.
Aww.
Whatever happened to Belinda?
The worst. I don't know. I haven't talked to her in a long time. I mean, obviously I've been a little busy.
No tragedy or anything befell?
No, as far as I know, she's still outperforming.
Was she a human?
Okay.
No, she was half-orc also. You don't see a lot of human women get into this line of work.
That was a rude question, Tomas.
I was just curious. I mean,
it's not unheard of.
I never met her.
Gorbel will remember that.
Unless I did, and I just totally ignored her. In which case, I
You
feel
thought
bad.
it was Gorbel.
Yeah. Hey, Gorbel, do you want to go to the park with me? She's like, I'm not Gorbel. I'm like, bye, Mom.
I don't think you would have met her unless you were going to other wrestling shows without me knowing.
Was it after, like, I had abandoned you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good times.
Always ends sad.
Yeah.
That wasn't sad. It ended on a neutral / kind of positive note. They became friends.
But
And she's
abandoning.
It was a
Dead.
mutual abandoning.
Oh, you're talking about the abandoning. I get it.
that part.
Oh, the abandoning.
That was in the past.
Yeah.
You guys are back together.
Together again.
The Bash Brothers. All right. Well, yeah, you guys want to get started?
Yeah.
When we last left off, you guys had entered Harkin Blackheart / Mandoran's house. And as I mentioned, it was immaculate, as if someone really didn't live there all that often. However, like I said, you saw a shadow at the top of the stairs, and a very mocking, mimicking kind of voice responded to you.
You forgot scary. That was spooky.
A little scary, a little spooky. Yeah. Spoopy.
Spoopy voice.
Who are you and where's Harkin?
Who are you and where is Harkin?
Oh, can you stop talking like that? I mean, I'm not scared. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Oh my God, show yourself.
Why
I'm
does
gonna approach
every supernatural thing on the show repeat after me every time? Every time they're like that. It's like, fucking stop, please.
Because that's like the spookiest thing.
You mimicky sumbitch. I approach it.
So you walk
Sword
up the
drawn.
stairs?
Yeah.
All right. You get to the top of the stairs, and you see a small shape in a cage.
Stab it.
It looks like a raven is in a cage, and it looks at you, kind of blinks its eyes, and stares at you, Willem.
Kick it.
Guys, it's just a bird.
It's just a bird.
Why does it talk like that? I'll run up to look at it.
I'm gonna call out. I'm gonna call out for Mandoran.
Mandoran does not respond, but a door opens up upstairs, and you could describe him as a moderately handsome human man.
So there's a man in a
Yes.
door. He's Mandoran.
No, he comes out of a room.
Room Doran.
Did he ran out of the room?
Manruman.
He
Manruman.
pops his head out, and he looks you up and down, Willem.
He's sleeping.
Excuse me, can I help you?
Yeah, we're looking for Harkin.
Oh, Hawkins, he's not here right now. But can I help you with something?
Who are you? I say from the bottom of the stairs.
Landa Tempest.
What's up with this bird?
This is my pet raven, little one. Why? I feel like I should be more upset that you're in my house, but I'm just really confused.
I'm ready to
Wait.
roll with it, baby.
Wait, this is your house? I thought this was Harkin's house.
Well, he pays for the place. It's complex. Technically, I'm not allowed to meet other people. And give me a
Wait,
perception
why?
check, Willem.
Predator.
That's not gonna be.
Can
great.
I? Because I'm by Willem?
Yeah, you can also do that. Sorry, I forgot you're up there. You guys just hear a conversation from.
Did I hear that it's a raven?
Yeah.
I totally.
I have a 22.
Oh, why do you always you're like, oh, that was so bad, and then you're like 22.
I keep
Silly.
forgetting that he gave me
Superpowers.
proficiency in everything.
32. So we got
Okay.
it. We got
So
it.
yeah, you guys both are keenly aware of his complexion. It's very pale, and he seems to, when he came out, he avoided the little filter, the sun dog that was going through the window. He seemed to step around it. And
Y'all thought I was crazy for saying vampire.
And Pinwin, with your higher perception roll, you can see that his eyes don't look exactly human. You thought he was human at first, but
bit vampy?
Yeah, a bit vampy.
Oh.
Interesting. Harkin is my father,
And
I had a scroll that I wanted to discuss with him. Do you happen to know where he wandered off to?
he went with a group up to the cave up there. He hasn't returned since then, as far as I know. But he, what you said, a scroll?
Yeah. And if you don't mind me asking, just because I didn't know you're living with my dad.
Well, technically, I live here by. It's not important.
Sure. I was gonna say, since you're living with my father, what's your guys' arrangement? Like, he didn't say anything about you.
Well, I don't know if I should be revealing secrets, but I'm not feeling the best. But I'm
okay. We can just be on our way.
Stay here. Oh, okay. That's completely fine. Yeah.
I mean, but you can finish answering because we're kind of confused.
No, that's
you can finish non-answering, saying how you can't
fine.
tell us about stuff.
I live here as sort of a safety. I'm not feeling the best as of late. I moved in a few months ago. Your father graciously gave me access to this place out of the kindness of his heart. I haven't really seen a lot of people lately, so pardon my manner. I'm a bit impolite at the moment. It's been a while.
Those things happen. That's okay.
Would I recognize that they're vampire eyes?
Yeah. And very specifically, Pinwin, you actually are pretty sure you recognize this guy, but you can't quite place it.
It's not the dude from Wolves Rest, is it?
In that house?
That we killed later in life?
You can't say anything.
But would Pinwin recognize him from the fight he had with him?
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen many vampires. That's like
the one vampire we saw.
He does look like that, Pinwin.
Wow. Okay.
Willem, you weren't there, obviously, so this.
Yeah, I was
he's just some random vampy kind of guy.
Can you wait one moment? We'll continue talking in just 1 second.
I've got nowhere to be. That's completely fine.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to Willem. He's a vampire, and we killed him later.
Who?
Him.
No, who killed him?
We did. You weren't there
who?
yet. I mean, the rest of us.
How far away are you guys from the vampire with enhanced senses?
About 10 feet, so he can almost definitely hear everything that's being said right now.
Oh. Would I have,
I just remembered something.
Backtracking, would I know that he would have heard me?
You say dragon?
Backtracking.
I was like, that
you think
dragon.
I'm saying room?
Give me
You definitely said room. I heard it in the recording.
I did not say room.
Give me an Arcana check,
Okay.
Pinwin.
Man, I am all about rolling 15 today. 20.
Yeah, you probably would have remembered that they have enhanced senses. What were you going to say, Gorbel?
I was going to whisper to Tomar. A raven? Don't you think that's significant?
Are you saying we take the bird and turn him into a ring? Because that's the page I'm on right now. Let me know if we're on different paths, but that's where I'm at.
I think we came to a T intersection there and went opposite directions. No.
Tomar suddenly holding a tankard in his hand,
No, put that
half
down.
empty.
I was thinking,
Tomar doesn't get animals, okay?
okay, but we need to find out the significance of this raven. Because I think we might be on the path of a rune right now.
I agree. We should figure this out. I wonder who they're talking to, though.
Okay, so I was going to backtrack it, but actually, since I already said it, I'm going to pretend that I just remembered after saying that, and I'll look at Willem and be like, and
You
by
okay?
I mean killed him. We had a really good time. We killed it. It
Okay,
was so
Pinwin
Give
just-
me
fun.
deception.
Pinwin just said something really weird. We need to go up there.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I'm gonna make my way up the stairs.
Make
Well,
my way upstairs.
I am
gonna-
right behind him.
and then
What'd
I'm
you get,
gonna-
Pinwin?
12.
Then I'm gonna peer out from the the staircase to look up at what's going on.
So he
Hello,
looks.
lady.
He looks at you, Pinwin, and it's obvious that, like, you even felt that you didn't do that good of a job of covering up that lie. But you're almost saved by the Tomar as he pops his head around the corner. Oh, there's. How many of you on here in the house?
I'm the last one.
23.
You'll have to forgive my small friend here. He had a head injury on the way to town. He's been kind of fuzzy since we got here.
I see.
Do you want to feel? It's fuzz.
Well, you shouldn't really mess with the wound. We have to get him to a healer as soon as we can.
Give me a deception check.
Look.
Do you have good deception?
Nah, man.
Why are we deceiving?
Yeah, me and
Worst
Gorbel are
people
just
to-
hanging out.
16.
Better than 12.
He seems to like regard you a little suspiciously, but doesn't sound. It doesn't seem like he's immediately dismissive of what you said. Well, I suppose if he's got a head injury, you can't have him just wandering around. Though it must be internal.
What are
That's
you
a
talking
beautiful
what did I
bird you
say?
have.
Thank you.
What's her name?
It was a gift. I've been calling her Cock.
about? Say that again?
What?
Say
Sorry,
that?
I said cock, but
Oh, okay.
I'm not. That I wasn't serious. I've been calling her Clucky.
Clucky.
Clucky. That's a very cute
Beautiful name
for
Gorbel
a...
lies.
Are ravens prone to clucking? Is there something I didn't know about their...
No, but I also didn't know that when I first received her. So it's just it was a happy accident, but the name stuck, and she seems to really enjoy that.
Ravens are an interesting gift. Who gave you that?
Oh, just a friend from the village. That's all. No one important. You probably don't know anyone here, being strangers to town, as I've never seen your faces before, though you seem to recognize mine, and you guys both now realize who this is.
I mean, I
My-
realized when I saw him.
Oh, everything in my stomach instantly turns to liquid. Actually, we know quite a few people in town,
Oh, I see.
but we don't often see your face around here.
Oh, that's because I stay in, and I just, kind of keep to myself. I'm not well, so I have to stay here.
I'm sorry to hear that.
This bird seems to mimic everything people say. Does it know things? Can it speak on its own?
I've not heard it speak on its own. It tends to repeat things that others say, though sometimes it'll add things like a yes or a no, or kind of modify things that it thinks it's heard, and it seems like she's quite intelligent.
Where did you come upon her?
She was a gift, as I just said.
From?
Someone you wouldn't know. It's nothing to worry yourself over.
You'd be surprised. We know lots
Would
of
I?
people.
Do you? Well, do you know a Zara?
Yes, we do.
I see. Well, it came from her.
You know, ravens.
Well, that makes
sometimes-
sense.
I've heard sometimes they symbolize royalty.
I've never heard that, no. I am far from royal, no. I am just an up-jumped peasant who happened to get sick, and others have, been friendly to me for most of the time that I've been here.
Did
You
Zara...
Harkin
keep
been-
mentioning this sickness. Pray tell, is there anything that we can do to try and help? What is it that ails you?
Unless you know how to cure vampirism, I sincerely doubt it.
Did Zara mention
I
someone?
can think of a few things, and I take out a wooden stake.
Did Zara's diary mention somebody like this by this name?
No. Were you saying something?
I forget what I was going to say.
So that's tough luck coming across vampirism. How did that happen?
It's an old story, but it's mostly my fault. I became a follower of someone who I didn't realize at the time was quite bad, and he inflicted me with this curse, and now it is my duty to bear it for a time.
Did he go by the master?
He did go by the master.
How surprised are you at the amount of people that we know?
Less and less as I talk to you.
Man, out of character, I feel bad we killed him.
Why do you feel bad we killed him? He tried to kill us.
That's true. I mean, we could have talked it out, maybe.
Do you say you said he didn't try to kill us?
No, he was, if you'll recall, for the audience benefit, this guy was playing this weird kind of organ type instrument.
And it scared us.
And you guys immediately attacked him.
Oh, no. Oh.
No, I'm certain he was saying some
He was fighting
vaguely
back.
threatening, hostile things.
He fought back after you guys destroyed his organ. You attacked him and destroyed his organ, and then he was telling you that you guys needed to leave, or he would have to take care of you, and then you guys fought.
He was doing the vague villain mumbo jumbo taunty bullshit, and then
He was not doing taunty bullshit.
He super was.
I kind of
He
think
was
Tomar
not.
thinks
I w-
everyone's taunting, though, in a sense.
I promise you he was
Yeah,
not.
you almost killed Cog.
I didn't almost kill Cog. I let him hold up his wiener shield that I
How
could have
long is-
easily destroyed.
How long have you had vampirism?
A few months now.
That's not long at all. What were you
isn't.
doing before that?
I was traveling. It's a traveling adventure of sorts, it's, kind of the life some lead. You seem all of adventuring sort.
I'm sure you traveled with a group.
I have in the past. I've traveled with several groups. Yes.
Some of them are quite famous.
What do you mean?
Are there any traveling adventure groups that you
Oh.
could name?
Yes. Well, I mean, I don't know if any of them have official names, but I traveled with Benedict the Strong. I don't know if you've heard of him, or I traveled with several of the people in this town, and on adventures. As you just link up with many different people on your journeys.
Oh my god, is there any way I can, sense if he has one of our destinies with the runes?
Yeah, how do we do that? Because he seems like the Shade Rune. Super hard.
You don't get a vibe or anything like
Why
that.
does he seem like
Nothing's
the Shade Room?
The Shade Rune bears the
Yeah.
ability to jump from shadow to shadow. The one who bears this rune is doomed to never hold a true form. Sounds like a vampire.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it. What?
How does that not
How?
sound like a vampire?
How does that not sound like a vampire?
Are you kidding me?
I'm not. I don't understand. Is he changing forms? Does he look different?
Vampires
Than what
can
you saw
change
before?
forms. They're undead beings. They don't hold their corporeal body anymore. They go
They
from
have to
shadow
jump
to
from shadow to
shadow
shadow?
because of the light. Otherwise, they fucking die because they're vampires, etc.
He's doomed to never hold a true form. I don't understand.
That could be interpreted as a life-filled body, something with a soul.
But Seth, you said it's not him.
I didn't say. I said nothing is leaping out at you or anything like that. The Leothandria said it would kind of be known.
Okay. And I'm also very curious about the raven itself. Am I getting any vibes from that raven?
No vibes really. It just seems like a chill ass raven that. I mean, he's claiming your mom gave it as a gift, so. I mean, maybe there's something cool about the raven.
Okay. Next question.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I didn't actually say next question. I'm a little bit smoother than that, I hope. Zara seems to have a bit of a soft spot for ravens.
Ah, yes, she does.
It doesn't surprise me she gave you one.
No, yeah, it doesn't. She seems to have an affinity for it. She has a necklace of some kind with a raven on it as well. I just assumed it was perhaps like a house symbol or maybe just a totem that she enjoyed. Anything else?
Anything else? We're just talking.
No, it was silence. I wanted to make sure that everything was all right.
We're just thinking about a lot.
I can understand that. You seem like a pensive bunch. But if there's nothing else, I would like to...
I'm sorry, how long have you known Harkin?
Harkin I've known for, I want to say, maybe 5-6 years.
And
We've encountered each other a few times.
did you ever travel with him?
Ah, yes, a number of times.
So you guys are buds?
I would say we are. We're friendly, we're buds. I would say so. We've had each other's back once or twice.
So you don't get out much around here, or do people at least come and visit you in the house?
Harkin does. Zara does. I've occasionally a man called Gorm will approach and chat with me, but it's usually just to make sure I'm not turning violent, and he always seems to suspect that at any moment I could a switch will flip and I'll suddenly be attacking everyone.
I think that's a misconception when it comes to vampires.
We killed a non-violent vampire.
There was also
got
another.
violent.
There was also another vampire there that
My
escaped.
mom.
Yeah. Is this somebody that Zara was just straight up boning all the time? I say quietly into Gorbel's ear.
Question.
Swat at Tomar.
Can vampires have babies? Do you have vampire siblings? That'd be fun.
We don't have babies in the traditional sense, from what I understand. I believe it's the nature of the sickness. You can spread it and essentially give your offspring of the night a watered down version of your powers and your abilities.
Ooh.
Ooh, so baby vampires. Wow.
Ooh,
I was
I
just
do
curious.
remember.
I never thought of it before.
Who made you down with the sickness, homie?
The master.
The master's
Oh,
a
yeah,
vampire?
that.
He has the ability to create us as such.
Yeah,
Okay.
he sucks. I mean, if you think he sucks. Do you think he sucks?
I hate him with
Oh,
every
okay.
fiber of my being.
Phew, that's good news.
In fact, that's the whole reason I'm waiting right now.
You're waiting
for what?
I'm in a few days' time. I will be traveling with Gorm and Harkin. They're going to take me to a place to keep the master at bay.
Do you know where you're going?
Somewhere to the southeast. I don't know the exact location, but apparently it is a fortress of sorts that, as long as I remain there, I'll be able to keep him sealed.
Man, we messed up.
Oh, for
bad.
God's sake.
How'd we mess up? How'd you let us mess up so bad at the very beginning?
Why you do us so dirty?
Dang. It's too bad we learned not to kill right away.
Are you implying
After
that
that.
us killing him
Release
freed
the master. Yep.
Maybe.
We messed up.
This is
No!
why you can't make every NPC a douche, because we want to kill all of them.
That dude did suck. I remember it well.
He was
Do you?
He was a snobby douchebag with a stupid organ.
If we destroyed his organ and that was like his pride and joy and he couldn't leave the house, like, I get it.
No, I totally get it. Like, if there was a person or a group of people invading my home and destroying my belongings, I would probably get a little prickly as well.
Shit.
Anyway, if there's nothing else.
I think we're done here, yeah. It's nice to meet you, and good luck with your disease or whatever.
I'm sorry.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good luck with your mission.
Thank you. Good luck with yours. And he turns around, and now he doesn't even walk back in. He just floats back into the room.
All right, so I go out the front door, and I'm trying to, like, urge everyone to come with me.
I'm running down the stairs like, oh my god, oh my god.
We messed up so bad.
Anyway, shush.
How
till we
did
get
we
outside.
let it? How did we do this?
Okay, Willem deserves kind of an explanation.
You guys murdered that man? What the hell happened?
We apparently released the master on accident.
Okay,
Hold
we did
on.
a big uh-oh a while back.
Hold on.
Like a while.
let's
It's been
think
a
about it.
long time.
Back before Wolves Rest was Wolves Rest, it was called Old Cairn. And it used to be the home of the Bloody Brawlers, and I'm sure we told you that already. and there was a vampire lord who had taken up home in the manor. And some weird shit happened in the manor, but we ended up destroying the vampire. And there was another one that had fled the scene, which we're now thinking that is Gorbel's mom, but this guy very well could have been stopping the master from coming out. But we have a time device. We have a means of stopping us killing him if possible.
Leothandria said we can't change things like that without completely messing up our timeline or destroying our timeline.
But our timeline is already bad, and it's partially because of us if we're the ones who let the master free.
But all the other ones are way worse for me. I don't want to kill everybody.
Well,
Way worse for me.
what if I go and stop you guys from killing him?
Oh, Willem, that's really good. That's really clever because you weren't there.
Yeah, that way you guys aren't
Then we can't, break time.
paradox. Yeah.
There was also a
Some
weird
weird
bear that was trying to
paradox,
talk to Smoochie.
Wait.
You already met that bear.
Okay, so...
Who was the bear again?
Wait.
It was the chieftain's sister, the druid.
Okay. Gotcha.
Our parents took this dude to Old Cairn to protect it, but our parents also signed us up for this crappy destiny that we're living.
They also didn't
So
tell
why
us
didn't they give us a
anything.
hint that
Right?
that particular vampire wasn't bad?
Or why didn't they warn the vampire who we were and that we...
Exactly. Like, our parents had to have known our nature. We are kind of aggressive.
I mean, they only knew us when we were 10.
They couldn't have known that we'd grown up to be trigger happy
no,
idiots.
we were still kind of jerks back then. Do you remember Galen?
Yeah, but he did
No,
totally...
he said Galen.
Gotcha.
He totally
Sorry.
deserved it.
I know, but that's kind of my point. We think everyone deserves it.
I feel like there's a reason why
wait,
this
hold on.
happened. There's a reason this happened now. This specific thing, this specific instance, meeting this specific vampire right now, that can't be coincidence.
Correct. And here's another little tidbit. Why are we completely trusting everything this vampire says now when we were in that situation and we chose to kill him?
Because I don't really know if we knew restraint then.
We were full grown.
Yeah, but did we ask questions before?
I think we probably did.
If you want to keep interrogating him, by all means. We just know that when we got to Old Cairn, it was riddled with zombies, and Gil and Michael was upset that there was a vampire in the building.
Do we trust Gillemichael anymore? Dang it.
How do you not trust Michael? He's so cute.
Oh, what if he's a traitor?
I mean, the Bloody Brawlers did bad stuff. It's undeniable.
We're the bad stuff now.
But we can't be blamed. There were zombies everywhere. It was an undead town, and everything seemed evil. And that's what we do.
I don't think we can change it, is the...
Then why is he here? What do we do with this information? There's some reason.
Feel bad.
I just feel like... I mean, Leothandria may have said that to you, but we also have a device that's meant to take us through time. And what what other reason is there for that device if we can't do anything with the time that we have?
Maybe gathering information rather than trying to manipulate it?
So what information can we gather from this?
Well, we gathered...
Vampires beat Master? Like rock
There is something about this raven. I think that we need to find...
Is there something in
room.
Wolves Rest that we haven't had access to that is useful in destroying the master or locking him up?
Yeah, what can we Metroid here? Okay. So,
Are you talking to me?
No, just
Oh. I thought it was like...
The group.
I don't know. My brain's just
you're
like...
fine.
So
As far as I know, we've gathered everything that we can physically anyway. We can't access the secret floorboard without the ring. And as of right now, we don't know where the ring is in this time.
What if he has the ring?
The vampire?
Yeah.
Why would he have the ring?
He has a raven.
He has a raven, and he was affiliated with Zara, who has the necklace and who had the ring.
Okay, hang tight. I run back up the stairs real quick and I knock on his door.
It opens.
Hi,
Have
I'm
that
so
ring?
sorry.
Yeah, here you go.
By the way, I'm Willem. I'm Harkin's son.
Yes, you mentioned you were his son, but I didn't catch your name.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was gonna say likewise. What was your name again?
My name is Lander.
Lander. Thank you so much, Lander. I'm so sorry. Weird question for you. When you got the raven from Zara, did she also happen to give you a ring that has a raven carved into it as well?
She did not give me the ring. I don't know why she would. That's one of her prized possessions. I don't think it ever leaves her.
That makes sense. All right.
Why?
Bye.
Well, you see, we are trying to get the ring
I see.
because we believe that it could help us obtain something that could help us take down the master.
Well, you don't have to worry about the master. We're going to take care of him by sealing him. It'll take...
I do the single tier on the side of the highway.
It would take quite a bit to take me out at full strength, especially near the master. So I think you can not worry too much about it. I don't look like much, but I'm stronger than I look.
I'm sure you are. Well, that's good to hear, Lander. Keep fighting the good fight.
You as well.
It was nice
Hope our
meeting you.
paths cross again.
I do too, actually. All right. Fare thee well.
Fare thee well, Willem, Harkin's
All right.
son.
I run back down and outside to the rest of the group. Okay, yeah, he doesn't have the ring. He says Zara has it at all times because it's her prized possession.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Anything else?
He seems to think that he's very strong. And that
The way you said that. So disparaging. He's very strong.
well, knowing that you guys murdered him, I don't know that he's as strong as he thinks he is.
Well,
but
it was four of us.
It was a
And
tough fight,
it
but
was
it
kind
was...
of a
he
hard fight.
thinks that he can. Whatever. He's not worried about the master for some reason. I told him that we were looking for the ring to help us bring down the master, and he seemed to be very nonchalant about the threatening presence of the master. So
I mean, okay. So I just want to warn everyone and remind them that Lufric was able to find us via the master, even unknowingly. So we should try to avoid talking about the master, especially to someone who we know is tied
Connected
to
to
them. The master very well could know we're here now, so we have to be careful and quick. I'm assuming we want to go to Zara and see if she has the ring, right?
Yeah, do you think she's back yet?
I don't know.
where did they go from the cave?
Hadrian said everyone got back and they were going to their houses respectively. So we
Well, I
should
hope
go
she
to
actually went
Zara's
to her
place.
house.
Right.
Okay, instead of your dad's.
Yeah, where's their bone shack?
It was the tunnels behind the porch.
That's where all the alcohol
The
came
writing
from.
on
We
the
just-
wall. We missed out on the G, I, and Z, whatever her last name is.
man.
Icetower? Did your mom? Is your
Icetower.
mom's last name Icetower?
It was
Her-
Hermitage.
Her married name was Icetower.
But it was another I.
Originally, but then when she changed her name to Zara, she dropped her and now Fennec dropped their last name and just became like first names.
Weird.
Simple
Like
peasants.
Madonna.
Well, let's go.
All right.
And if we have time or whatever, we can steal the bird on the way out.
It's like running away, like, I'll be right back.
I got your bird, man.
We want to be perpetually scared.
Bird perpetually scared.
I feel like there's definitely more to the bird than meets the eye.
I do too.
Something's weird.
Okay. We race to the baby Gorbel house.
All right.
Running
race.
frantically across town in this peaceful town.
The Clue music.
Just simple stone merchants.
Lapidary Guild.
All right. So you guys get to Zara's house, baby Gorbel's house.
Baby Gorbel's house.
Baby Gorbel's house.
Baby Gorbel's house. Baby Gorbel's house.
Yeah.
Today on Baby Gorbel's house.
I look over at Gorbel expectantly. Should you lead the way?
I knock on the door.
Please be helpful. Please be helpful. Please be helpful.
So you knock on the door, and the door opens, and you see an older woman. She's a half-elf, and she looks at you, Gorbel, and you recognize her sort of from your very, very young childhood. You believe this is the woman you called Nan from when you were very, very small.
Aww.
Your caretaker.
Old Nan, perhaps? I'm raising my eyebrows for the audience.
Is Zara home?
Oh dear, yes, she's home.
And the wild pig! Kick her over.
Bodega!
Can I help you with something?
We would love to meet with her if that's possible.
Well, I've just put baby Gorbel down for a nap. I can see if you don't mind waiting outside for a moment.
As long
That's fine.
as she doesn't come out with the baby, because the little guy here is allergic to babies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're allergic to babies?
It's a weird
Yeah.
affliction he has.
But do tell her it's an emergency for us to see her.
An emergency?
Yeah, we need to see
okay.
her
And she
fast.
closes the door.
Hopefully she doesn't bring the baby out. Because then the whole universe may collapse in on itself. And that'd be a stupid
We all
thing to have
explode.
happen.
End of the podcast.
Gorbel
Never
just
got to
becomes
100.
a supernova.
Okay, is this version of Zara going to remember the conversation
How wouldn't she?
that we...
This is-
Okay, so she's going to know that it's us, and we're not going to have to do much explaining.
Yeah, like that just happened.
I know, but...
The door
I don't
opens
trust her.
again as you guys are. That's disgusting. And it's Nan again. She said, if you would like, she'll meet you in the upstairs drawing room.
Without the baby?
Without the baby. I told her you were allergic.
Yeah, you don't want to see me with the baby. I will get big hives and I'll start oozing like
Ew.
all over.
Dear, that is quite an affliction.
You don't want that.
Maybe
ooze-
you should wait outside. Split the party.
Well, I'll try to make sure that you don't encounter her. Right this way. And you guys are all led inside Baby Gorbel's house, which you were in a different time not too long ago. It does look a little bit nicer now. Looks well taken care of. And it definitely, like I mentioned before, it's definitely someone who likes nice things, not necessarily overly done, but definitely somebody who, takes pride in some things. And you guys are led up the stairs by Nan, who's very slow. She very carefully walks up the stairs, and she keeps apologizing, looking over her shoulder. Sorry, my legs aren't what they used to be. I apologize. I know I'm taking a long time. And she slowly climbs the stairs, and eventually you guys get to the top, and you're led to a room. And you remember this room from being a child, Gorbel, as your playroom at when you were really small. But now it's kind of like a nice ornate drawing room. There's a few couches in here, and there's a couple of bookshelves with a bunch of books on it. She'll be here shortly, so please relax and take your time. And I'll make sure that the baby does not crawl in here.
Oh,
of course,
thank
that would be
you.
amazing, because the baby's, I don't believe, old enough to crawl. I'll have to check in on that and let you know if she can crawl, and if she can, I'll keep her out.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Remember,
Bye.
emergency.
Emergency, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
And
yes.
ooze.
Door open or closed?
Closed, please.
Okay. And she keeps her head through the crack as she's closing it.
Bumps it on the way out. Ow!
I should be right by. And the door closes.
Fuck, we're running low on time.
She seemed so much more capable when I was a kid.
How would you know? I don't recognize her at all.
I thought of how funny it'd be if right when we went in the house, baby Gorbel was there like, "Blah." Just right in the door. We're like, ah!
We are very low on time. We have to plan for what we do if this doesn't pan out.
Okay, what is our main topic of conversation?
We need the ring.
Give it to me.
Okay, that's fast.
Yes.
As long as she gets here fast.
But if she doesn't get here fast enough, then...
How big is this house?
What if she doesn't have the ring actually at this moment? Or what if she isn't willing to give it to us? That is a possibility. But we know where to find it if we do get sent back.
Assuming
Possibly,
it's not destroyed.
unless it was destroyed in the funeral pyre.
We can try to
shouldn't
steal
have been.
it. That
We-
sounds
I
Why
think we
wouldn't it
also-
have been?
I think we also, if we have time, need to ask her about the runes because Leothandria said that we need to talk to people about it.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where is she? I'm trying.
We're going to do some R&R, some rings and runes. Episode name.
Is there anything in the room that is important at all?
Oh, look.
It doesn't necessarily seem like it.
Okay. I was like,
I'm looking for a portal.
I want to ask that in character somehow, but just tell me if this room matters. Fuck all.
It just seems like a receiving room for guests and stuff. After just a couple of minutes, you hear a rap on the door. Can I come in?
You can come in. It's your house.
Oh, well, you never want to be rude. And
Our pants are on.
Stupid question.
the door opens, and you see a very elegantly dressed Zara. She has light blue hair, and like these nice, really pretty blue eyes. And she's just a very beautiful woman. And it almost like you can tell why she was, as you recently learned,
Getting around.
part of the companion guild. And she's like, you could imagine like there'd be a lot of people that would pay for her time. And just to talk to her. Because so as an aside, so those of you who may not know / the audience, the companion guild is
Bunch
a
of
guild.
whores.
They are a guild based out of Deepminster and also Dustspire that they specialize in like basically being courtesans. They are professional guests, and yes, they are also at times professional bedmates.
Bit hoary.
But they
daddies.
they are
Courtesans.
yes, courtesans, and they have a great influence though in the more high society. Anyway,
Strumpet.
People kind of think of her more as like a strumpet. Like it's not as understood in the lower society and of the peasant class as was mentioned in Gorm's diary, but most people are just enchanted by her charisma. There's also a more unsavory side to the Companions Guild that is rumored to have some connection to assassinations and kind of more nefarious things. But
They must not be good at assassinating if everyone knows about it.
that's just it's a burble of a rumor. And yeah. And
but
yeah, as she opens the door, you guys remembered her with children's eyes, but seeing her as an adult, you're like, holy shit, that makes sense. Like, she's beautiful. Holy damn.
I mean, we just saw her.
Yeah, but you saw her like in the dark, and now in like lantern light, you can.
Willem saw
really
the crusty old vampire version of her.
Yeah. But yeah, she looks around. Oh, yes. So Nan told me that there was some guests here, and I automatically assumed I'd know who it was, and I see that I was correct.
Mom, we don't have much time.
I don't imagine you do. There seems to be some sort of time limit to some of this stuff.
Okay, so there is... Do you have your ring? Your raven ring?
I don't.
Where is it?
I thought that this would come up, but someone has taken it.
What? Wait.
I was meeting with a man in the town square. He asked for help, and I noticed he kept grabbing my wrists and being
real?
frantic. He had a large sword strapped to his back.
Oh no, Mom.
What?
Did you get a name?
We know who it
Get
is.
a name.
We know who it is.
Okay. Well,
Where's Mandorin? I mean, what's his name? Have you seen Harkin?
Hawken was treating with Gorm. Do you need Hawken as well?
We have to go.
no.
We really have to go.
Oh, okay. All right.
Go ahead. I need a quick question.
Okay, well,
She's got to ask about the runes.
bond us.
Okay, I cast telepathic bond.
All right, and then I flee out the door towards Gorm's shop.
Is anyone
You were
else
saying-
leaving with Tomar?
I thought you were saying Bondus, like jaundice.
He's got the
Bondus.
bondus.
I'll go with Tomar.
Yeah, I'm also going with
Oh,
Tomar.
well, I'll
Okay,
stay with
so-
Gorbel then.
Okay.
You'll stay with Gorbel?
Yeah.
Okay, so
That way
Pinwin and
it's-
Gorbel, you're in the room here with Zara.
Okay, well, whatever. Okay, so we have to find these runes. Are you familiar?
I've heard a bit about
Okay,
runes.
well, I'm sure none of this is going to surprise you at this point, but we rolled for these different runes. Tomar and I did.
Oh, you rolled the bones.
We rolled the bones. And now we have to find them. We have to find these beings. And I don't even know where to start.
Well, is there... What... Tell me... I'll try to help, but tell me what these runes are.
Okay, one was the crown symbol, the namesake rune.
All right, so a namesake as in something somebody's named after.
Okay. Then we also have the battle mines.
Battle mines, what are they?
Like twin souls, gifted tacticians, something like that.
Not necessarily blood related, I think, in my head.
Yeah, they don't have to be actual siblings.
Well, I would find someone, or two people, I suppose, who have a predilection for being masters of strategy.
I mean, that's a little on the nose, Mom. Okay.
They don't
if-
pay her for her brains.
If this is like ringing any bells or making you think of anybody in particular, please say something.
Wasn't there somebody
Okay.
in the Crown's Guard that was a good tactician or whatever? I think to everyone in my head.
Was there someone in the Crown's Guard who was a good tactician? I mean, I'm sure.
There was, no,
I said
you guys
that.
can figure it out.
I said that out loud.
No, I know. I was saying OOC.
Oh.
Sorry, what was the third one?
Is she just ignoring what I just said?
What did you say?
I repeated what Tomas
Oh, I thought
said.
you were saying you were just saying it out of character. Sorry. Okay, continue. Repeat it. I'm sorry.
After hearing what Tomar said, I said, was there someone in the Crown's Guard who was a good tactician? I mean, surely there was.
Well,
Were there like two who worked together, perhaps?
I'm not sure. I'm sure Bernus the Bloody is a good tactician. I'm sure all of them are. The most brilliant tactician I've heard of, at least in Valtel, is Lord Renux Volmark, and I believe his second in command, Ritus the Righteous. They're both quite powerful tacticians, but I'd say probably anyone in that vein, anyone who's of military mind and higher up, probably knows a thing or two about. I would ask somebody in the military, perhaps.
We've killed all of those people.
Okay, the third one was a Shade Rune. It was someone who jumps from shadow to shadow. They're destined to never hold a true form. And by the way, we met the vampire who's living over at Harkin's house, and we didn't get a vibe from him.
Well, I wish we had. It seems you're in a hurry. I wish we had more time to talk about that. But I would perhaps look for someone who doesn't have a real form. Maybe someone who changes forms or changes. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, and then the other one is Homeward. I think it's someone who finds trees reliable or something like that.
Trees reliable. That doesn't.
Feels at home in the trees. I can't quite remember.
I don't.
I think to Gorbel, it's a glorious tree in elven lore. The trees are home and they are shelter. The one who bears this rune is typically someone that the principal rune can rely on above all else.
It wasn't Cog, was it? We didn't get that vibe.
We can't rely on that horny asshole.
I would say
someone we rely on, that we hold the truest bond to.
I would say then that whoever that is would be someone you trust more than anyone else, someone you know for a fact is always going to be on your side, and probably somebody you can rely on for advice.
Okay.
Who gives us advice?
Yeah,
I trust Zyko implicitly, but I would not ever take his advice.
Okay, next question. Who was my dad?
Your dad's name was Rothgol.
And am I actually half-orc?
I don't know if we have time
It is
really to go into that. Tomar, we're going to switch back to you.
Oh,
You and Willem.
Turn. I asked her straight out.
Well, give me a sec.
should have leveled that one.
Tomar and Willem, where are you heading?
We are making a beeline for Gorm's shop, but I'm also keeping an eye out for the sword specifically, not the weird man we saw holding it before. It's very likely that he's shifted to a different host.
So you make your way, you don't see the sword anywhere, but you do make your way to Gorm's shop.
I walk
Do you just
right
run in?
Yep.
Okay. You push the door open, and you see Harkin and Gorm standing inside the shop, discussing something in quiet tones, and they look up as you enter, and both seem like they're reaching for weapons, and then they see who it is. Gorm...
Daddies, your sons are here. Daddies.
They
Fathers!
they look at both of you, and then Gorm says, Tomar, we thought you were gone. You're back.
Dire straits. We need the ring, the Raven ring. Who has it?
What?
The Raven ring? You mean
Zara's Raven Ring.
Doesn't she have it?
No.
I can't actually hear what they're saying.
Not unless they're thinking it back to you.
I would go to Zara and see if she can show you the ring.
All right. Well, while you're here, Harkin.
We need help with this scroll.
Scroll?
We believe that it's a spell that's going to unlock a very important memory with information that'll help us defeat the great adversary, Calcifer, and the Master, maybe.
Can I see the scroll?
Yes.
So, Daddy,
And
what can you tell us about the weird vampire guy living over in his house?
Wow, you guys have done a lot of work in a short amount of time, haven't you?
Yes, and to be clear about the future, we destroy that vampire. And, yeah.
That's not good.
It's not good, but to be fair, he didn't say, "Hey, don't kill me. I'm preventing the Master from coming out," or whatever. He was just kind of like, "Oh, my organ," and then things got heated. But
I understand the heat of the moment type stuff. You get that from me.
well, it's caused me nothing but trouble. Thank you.
You get that from me too.
Mandoran looks at the scroll, and he just looks at the first couple of lines. Sorry, Harkin. And he rolls it back up. Yes. You're going... I don't know how much time you have. How long are you in this time?
3 more minutes, possibly.
3 more minutes.
Who knows?
In that case, this will take too long, but when you get back to your time, there is a contraption in my tower. It can access this scroll. I don't think that I understand this fully. Did you get this from me?
No. And I kind of take him aside.
Okay.
I got it from future Zara.
Oh. Well,
She sealed herself away in a pocket dimension to not let her vampirism spread.
I understand. That means that it's more far gone than we originally thought. We fought the Master just
a little while ago. The master and his disciple, Aro, just right after you left. And
Can I hear that or no?
Give me perception. Oh, yeah, I think you're talking to Gorm, though. We're kind of doing like, you guys are both having a conversation at the same time.
Okay. I rolled really good, but just saying.
You might be able to pick up little clips of it while you're talking to your dad.
Just for funsies, I rolled good.
They attacked us, and Zara, she received the curse from the master. The same curse that Lander has. We quickly informed him that we would need his services because we were planning on committing him to the Sunlight Plane as his request, but now he's got a greater purpose. But if what you say is true, then that means it will advance, and it will advance quickly. And she is quite a powerful mage of time. That being said, if you received this from her, I would heed anything that she said. And also, I can handle learning details about the future. Time is, I'm sure you've learned, sort of meaningless to me. I will endeavor to never use the information I receive, but I would be extremely careful about sharing details of the future, as you all did in the cave, to the others, especially when it pertains to death or anything that is major, because it could modify the timeline if they know of it. If you travel any more in the times, do not let others know that you are traveling through time.
That makes sense. The Lander, the vampire living in the house with you, does he act as like some sort of lock against the master?
Being as he is, he was turned by the master, and the master is the progenitor of whatever this affliction is, this vampirism, as we're learning. He is at the top caste of one of his kind, so his powers are quite strong. But Lander's speciality was always being able to seal things. His sealing magic was quite potent. Made him a bit arrogant, but, some of these things you just can't get rid of, and it is quite impressive. So we are committing him to seal the master. We have the master currently beneath my house, and we will move them both to a location which sounds like you know the location. Based on a friend of mine has offered up this abandoned castle for our uses.
I assume that's in Old Cairn.
It is, yes.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So as far as the scroll goes, we gotta get to your tower in Deepminster. There's a device that can decipher the scroll and help us access the magic it holds, correct?
I would say so. I designed it myself many years ago before I came to the future and to this time. And it will be able to translate the spell into a much more digestible fashion. But whatever the spell is, be extremely careful, because these ancient spells, most of them, when written out this way, I can tell just from a glance, are extremely volatile and powerful. Whatever spell this contains might be the difference between total destruction and help. So be careful.
So you made this scroll, but you don't know what spell it contains.
I did not make this scroll. I can see what it is. Unless it's something that I made beyond this point in the future.
Okay, so you're saying you made the device.
I made the device that can read ancient scrolls.
Okay.
But this looks ancient, so I don't imagine that I made it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
You're quite welcome, son.
We'll, try and be careful. Is there... I don't really know how much time we have left here either before we get pulled back into our present timeline. Is there anything else that happened today that you think would be beneficial for us to know?
We were attacked by the Master, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
Someone rescued us. It was not me. We do not know who that was. But if you can find out who that was, you'll probably find a powerful ally.
Any description whatsoever?
I wish that I knew, except that there was a smell of onion and leather.
Okay.
That's
Interesting.
all I can recall.
Interesting. Okay. Did they make any sound?
It definitely sounded male, from what I could tell. But
Okay. Did they use any spells against the Master?
that I do not know. I just know that there was a blinding flash, whether it came from the Master or Aro or the rescuer themselves. I don't know, but it was over in an instant. They had blasted a hole in the wall, and they were all gone except for the Master, who we were able to overcome at that point.
Interesting. So it was the Master and Aro,
The Master and Aro.
and the person that rescued you blasted Aro through a hole, and they both disappeared while you grappled with the Master.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Thank you,
You're welcome.
and good luck.
Good luck to you as well, son.
Thank you.
All right, let's switch
kind of
back
clasp
to-
his arm and
Oh, okay, yeah.
clasp
You
his
guys
arm
clasp
and
each other's arms.
turn to tell Tomar what I found out.
So before that happens, at the same time, Tomar is having a conversation with Gorm. And sorry, what was the last thing you said, Tomar?
I don't remember. So you're keeping the Master in the basement, in town, right now.
Yes.
Why?
We're keeping him safe. He's sealed. We're going to take him to a city, an abandoned city, and we're going to have Lander keep him sealed.
Well, we already know that backfires. I mean, at least because of us. And we can't kill him now? We can't just kill him?
Why would you kill Lander?
Not land or dead. Keep up, buddy. Master.
I don't know how you could. If we could kill the Master, we would have killed him. He seems to think he's invulnerable on this plane.
I lean over to him. Like, what level are you, Dad? I don't know if you know this, but we're all level 20. Pretty big deals.
And some of us still have our BAM cards.
All of us still have our BAM cards. Nobody cashed them yet.
Nice.
I don't want to waste the time we have here, but I feel like it's an opportunity to do something with the Master. Do you have his mask?
I do.
Not you. Do we have the other, his mask?
His mask, we could not remove it. We tried to see what his face looked like underneath, but seemed like it was sealed to his face.
And Landor couldn't unseal it as a master of sealing things?
He could not, no.
There's
something very powerful about that creature. It seems that he's something beyond that, if Zara is to be believed.
Are you guys okay?
Yes, we're okay. I think as long as we can get him there to be sealed, not bothered by anyone, I think everything will be just fine.
I'm not sure when we'll see each other again, but...
Well, I'll see you very soon.
Well, maybe consider now to make me smarter, tell me more things, keep less stuff from me. If there's any hope for the future, we need to be more prepared for it. I don't know how much you can alter history, but you were definitely very close-lipped about anything, and I feel left in the dark, and we're all very confused, so...
Well, just know that anything that I do now, I will try to go forward with this knowledge and give you as much preparation as I can for what comes. Though it seems like you've turned out just fine on your own.
Yeah, well, that's debatable. Anyway.
You were just bragging about some level thing. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, well, I did that on my own, so...
Exactly. You're independent, which you did not get from me. You got that from your extremely independent mother.
Yeah, I miss her. Anyway.
She's still here.
Yeah, well. See you later, Dad.
See you later, Tomas, Ironfist. Do us proud.
That I can guarantee. And then
I
I
guarantee.
meet up with Willem.
All right, you guys meet up.
The master's in the basement.
Can we just kill him now?
I want to at least try to kill him now. Maybe we go over there real quick and take the bird and then try and kill me, the master while he's unconscious or
What
sealed.
if it backfires and we unseal him prematurely?
I don't know, and I don't know if like this. I don't know if.
Well, and Leothandria said to not mess with too much stuff.
I don't know if this
timelines.
is all already happened. Like if we already did this in this time, or if we're changing things because we keep saying things to people, but
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. We need to stop telling people that we're.
Funny you should mention that.
We need to stop telling people that we're time traveling, no matter who they are or how important they are to us. So if we continue to travel throughout time, we need to keep that under wraps. Mandoran said that could also have some horrible ramifications.
let's go back to your dad's house. We at least take the bird, and then we'll see if we have time for anything else.
Okay. I say let's think this to Pinwin and Gorbel and ask them to meet us at Harkin's place and let them know what we're planning on doing. On our way there, maybe, I know it's not very inconspicuous of us, but maybe I could take to the rooftops and you could fly on our way there and we can look around and see if we see Miralock.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Did they say who saved them?
So he said that he didn't get a good look. He said that it sounded like it was a man or a male voice. There was a blinding flash, and suddenly a hole had appeared in the wall, and Aro and the rescuer were gone, and that's how they were able to subdue the master.
Were there any other features they knew about? Anything distinctive?
Emphasis on
Funny.
the stink.
Funny you should ask. They put some stank on it. They said that the description that he gave me of the smell that was left behind is the exact smell that we came across in present time when we were looking through yours and Gorbel's houses.
What?
Onion and boiled leather.
We smelled that in the cave too, didn't we? Wasn't that Miralock?
I don't know, but
it
we did
wasn't.
smell that in the cave as well.
You didn't get that scent. You asked what he smelled like, and he didn't smell like. He was definitely the death scent, but the onions and leather were
Was
not
something else?
Miralock.
Was there anyone else we met that smelled like that, Seth, that you had mentioned offhand that they smelled like that?
Not necessarily, no.
What a weird... Okay. All right. Well,
It's Davos Seaworth.
yeah. We think our plan, our very shoddy last-ditch plan to
Wait.
Gorbel.
Why do you want to take the raven?
Can't talk flying.
Okay, just let me ask my mom about it. But I already have an open question.
Yeah. It's complicated. You're not exactly. You're part half-orc. and
You're a
also-
quarter orc.
Yes.
You're a quark orc.
You're a quark. And you're part human, of course, from me, and you're part hobgoblin.
Oh!
Finally it comes out.
Gross.
Okay. So I get that from my dad.
Yes. Roshgar.
And what was his deal?
He was an adventurer, a friend of Gorm's.
Is Lars Gorbel's brother?
There's another child. Well, he wouldn't be there yet. Lars wouldn't be there yet, would he? Oh, fuck. Okay. I had been suspecting as much.
I had some
father-
weird hair growing in different spots that aren't normal.
Your father is lost to us now.
What does that mean?
Well,
Is he dead?
it seems that he might be dead. We battled some great, powerful creatures in a void, and your father was left behind.
You guys left him?
He was the reason we were able to escape. He saved the rest of us.
Well, if he's not dead, then where would he be?
I don't know.
Where was he left?
In the void that the Master created.
Where?
I do not know what this place was.
Okay. Oh, also, what's the deal with the raven that you gave that vampire?
Vanessa? My familiar?
Yeah,
What about Vanessa?
that Lander guy has her.
Yes, she is my familiar. She's keeping him from doing a full transformation.
Oh. What happens if she's not around him?
Well, it's unknown for sure, but he might fully transform, and then the state that he is currently in would progress much worse.
I'm gonna need 1 second, Mom.
Yeah.
I think to Tomar and Willem. Hey.
I've got the bird! I've got him!
No, it's dead! I killed it somehow! I just started wringing its neck.
It wouldn't
You
stop
guys have
saying the same
entered the
stuff I
house.
said.
FYI.
Hey, guys, listen really quick. Leave the bird.
Why?
You guys are
It's-
like staring at the bird in the cage.
It's my mom's familiar. It's like protecting Lander from going full-on vampire. So I think it's important that we don't mess that up.
What if we're supposed to?
No.
Yeah, I mean, he goes full on vampire anyway, doesn't he?
What if we're supposed
And then
to?
you guys murder him.
If he goes full-on vampire, he's not going to be able to keep he's not going to be able to keep the master locked up.
He doesn't need to keep the master locked up if we kill the master.
He already does keep him locked up. And the master's here right in the basement. We could maybe kill him now.
Take the bird.
We would be... Just don't
Okay.
take it.
Fine, leave the bird. Let's kill the master.
What?
I want his head.
You guys, we can't do that now.
We have to at least see his stupid wooden face.
Why?
At that moment, everything begins to shake.
No!
I run down the stairs!
And you all find yourself standing in front of the 3 thrones in the Moonlight Plain.
Is Mirrorluck there?
Mirluck doesn't seem to be around.
Go back like 3-4 episodes. Called it.
And at that moment,
Slippery bastard.
the thrones are empty, but a
all
shape
dead.
slips from around the thrones. And
It's
you
Jennifer.
see a sword poking out of the back of a man's, like a sheath on a man's back. He's not the same form that he was before. Now, he is the form of a villager that you saw in passing in
Farmer?
in Moonreach, a younger man, but he doesn't look familiar to any of you. But he steps around and he flips a ring in the air and snatches it. Hey, I got this for you guys. And he tosses it over your way.
I catch
Who
it?
catches it?
Whoever wants to go for it,
I'm
quickly.
trying to catch it.
Okay, give me a dex save.
Oh, then that'd be 25.
Okay, so Pinwin steps forward and just snatches it out of the air. Now, what did you say, Gorbel?
I said, why did you do that?
Well, you were all saying that you wanted the ring, and I didn't think there was any other way to get it. The woman, you seemed familiar with her. She seemed really protective of it, but here it is.
So you helped us?
Well, yes. Why wouldn't I help you? We're in this together, you and me, wolves.
Oh, good.
In my head,
And
I think your spell, Pinwin, maybe your spell worked.
And you guys see all of a sudden like a glittering kind of magical energy start to flare up from Mirrorluck, and it looks like a bone starts forming in the air, one of the bones you rolled, in up above him in like magical energy, and you hear,
Name your rune.
Whoa.
Does he name the rune or do we?
You guys do.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
What were they again?
Oh, Oh, God.
He's the one without a true form, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
I mean,
The Shade
that's
Rune?
the only
The Shade
one that.
Rune.
Yeah, that's the only one that makes the most sense.
He is shady.
But he also
AF.
has brothers.
So are you thinking the Battle Mines rune?
Oh, I don't think he's the Battle Mines Rune.
What was the shadow one?
The Shade Rune bears the ability to jump from shadow to shadow. The one who bears this rune is doomed to never hold a true form. It would make sense. It would make
sounds
more
like-
sense.
Yeah.
Who's saying it?
Shade Rune.
And a blinding flash of light, and you guys feel as though part of your soul has been, as if there was a piece missing, now suddenly falls into place. And even
Nice.
Miralux, like, the way that he kind of holds himself seems a little bit more sturdy and stoic, like he's meant to stand there with you. What was that?
Indigestion?
I don't
I
don't
think
know
you
if
were
we can
just
say
bound
yet.
to us.
Bound? Well, I guess there's worse carts I could be hitched to. And he winks at you, Gorbel.
I blushed just a little. I mean, my
Willem's
soul
jealous.
feels really good right now.
Willem's jealous.
I hope this doesn't mess up the timeline. Us having the ring now.
Should we go kill the master?
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Wait,
Where are the gods?
in a
They weren't here when I arrived. I'm not sure. I just assumed they were taking a bathroom break or something.
That's
you
what Pinwin said.
Did you arrive before us?
Yes, I seemed to be maybe 10, 15 seconds before you did.
Anyone
Okay.
want to roll insight on that?
I mean, I kind of do all the time.
Yeah.
I'm generally trusting, so
27.
Willem?
20.
He doesn't seem to be a weird thing you think for him to lie about necessarily, but he seems pretty honest about it.
Okay.
I did not.
Well, does
know
anybody
this was
know how
gonna
we
go
get back?
this way.
Yeah, what do we do now?
I'm assuming we use your mask. And then where do we go from there? Do we go to the
Wait, what happened with that gem? That was the whole reason you came in here. Didn't you say something about getting out of here with the gem? That green gem I gave you. He looks at you, Willem. I know you lifted it off me.
How?
Well, when I saw that I no longer bore it, I assumed based on just a couple of features, namely that you seem the sneakiest, and I have seen you fade into nothing once, that perhaps you were a little sticky-fingered on it. But you asking me how just confirms that for me, so thank you very much.
Yeah, I suppose. We're not entirely sure what properties it holds anyway, but we do know that it's important, so maybe we can try and use that to get back. Because I guess the gods are just abandoning us here. It's kind of interesting, hosts just leaving their guests to their own devices, but
shouldn't they be around here somewhere?
maybe they were inside us all along.
The friends we made along the way.
No, I mean like a butt plug. So I take out the stone, and am I able? Does it look like anything we've seen before?
It's the same one that you lifted off of Mirrorluck. The symbols on it don't really make sense. They almost look like what you've seen of Druidic.
Great. Guys, we lost one of the main components to the story arc.
Man, wouldn't that be a shitty move on my part if
He's the
like
key.
whoopsie daisy.
Well, fucked.
I was just thinking about that, like, damn.
I have that translator.
That's Druidic is, as you'll recall, one of the few languages that the translator does not translate.
I thought it was any language.
Druidic and the language of the gods are not translatable by that.
Leithandra, I know it.
Shit poop.
I sheepishly touch it to my head.
Nothing happens.
We can use
Guys,
We can use your mask to leave, right?
No,
Why?
because we'd be traveling to another plane
We're in it.
And
Oh yeah, you didn't tell him.
yeah, exactly.
What do you mean?
Why are you laughing like that, Willem? What does that mean?
Willem is silent. Seems pensive.
It's
Okay,
for some reason it's not letting us transport from here.
Roll deception.
Are you using
Can
it
we use insight
correctly?
to contest his deception?
That was my next suggestion.
It's a 38.
Ooh,
38.
I got 29.
18, 30.
So Gorbel, there's something weird about Willem, but it doesn't necessarily seem like he's lying. He took a really long time, it seems, so he's just, something's up with him. Maybe he's not feeling good. Maybe he's feeling down that he can't help.
Are you sure you're using it correctly?
Yeah, I take it off and I put it back on again. It's got no juice. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because we're in the god's throne room.
Can I see it? Maybe I can figure out what's wrong with it.
Yeah, here.
Please tell me the gods come back and are like, sorry, I was taking a big duke.
All three of us were. We have to do it together.
Taking a godly duke. Yeah, it's like a human centipede thing.
I'm going to identify the mask.
Okay. You identify that it is capable of transportation, either twice a day for on the same plane, or once a day for the to travel to a different plane. However, it looks like the ability to transfer through planes is currently not active, as if that charge is used or isn't able to be accessed. You know that it has the ability to transfer planes and stuff, though.
I don't know if you know this, but I think we used up the ability to travel today to a different plane.
Was that traveling here?
We used it to travel. Wait, did we use it?
I didn't think so. That's why it doesn't make sense that it's not working unless it's specific to this place.
Did we use it to travel anywhere? I thought we used it.
No.
Okay, well, if that's not going to work, then how do we get back?
Either way we have to wait then, because I've used up most of my spell power for today. We would have to take a long rest to get out of this plane, or until the gods happen to come back, or if you see a way out.
I hope they get back from the bathroom soon. I hope they're not those 3-minute peers.
Mirrorluck, do you have any...
Well, who'd you say it belonged to?
The stone?
Yeah, that little green stone. Whose was it originally?
Not sure who the original owner was, but it seems like there's some druidic symbols on here.
And where'd you find it originally?
Wait, isn't that the stone that was on the necklace?
It was, and it was in your house.
Yeah.
That would be the answer.
Do you want to chime in with that, maybe?
Oh, me?
You know the answer.
Oh, will you repeat what he said?
Where did it come from originally? Before I got it when I got here, but yeah, where did it come from? You guys seemed keen on it.
It came from my mother.
Well, if it came from your mother, maybe you can use it.
I hand it over to Gorbel.
The minute it touches your hand, Gorbel, it lights up.
Ooh.
She's a druid!
I don't know how to use this.
Put it on your head.
Did Tomar give the mask back?
He did not, but he will hand it back to you if you reach for it.
Yeah, I reach out for it.
I study the stone and then I press it to my forehead.
When you press it to your forehead, you get the sense, just in your bones, almost magically, that
Eat it.
you would be able to...
Wow.
The magic feels like you could take everyone back using this.
I have a good feeling about this.
Wait. Okay, where do we go? Do we go to Moonreach? Do we go to Wolves Rest? Do we go to Deepminster?
Well, now that we have the ring, let's do
Tower with
Moonreach.
Oh, wait.
We can stop at Moonreach and go to Gorbel's mom's house, see what's in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you tell how many uses you have of that thing?
It looks like one,
It feels like I could only do it once.
but it does seem like it's something that could be recharged on a sabbatical or
Yeah,
a
I don't
rest.
know if it's like a one and done thing or if it's just like a once in a while deal. Hard to say.
All right.
You got to have Firewire to charge it.
So you can take us to Moonreach. We investigate your house. I snap us back to the temple in Wolves Rest. We get a good night's sleep. And then we go to Deepminster.
Sounds like a
good?
plan.
That sounds like a plan to me.
All right.
Miralook, you in?
Well, I've come this far, and honestly, I kind of missed having friends to kind of drink with and fight with, so I've been on my own for a little while. Sorry about all that fighting in the past. I don't know, it's just something about that just seems
Wait.
so... Yes.
Were you with people in the past?
I've traveled with people before. You've traveled with people before. We've all traveled with people. It doesn't mean anything. It's not that I like them more or anything. That would be a silly thing to...
I mean, were you with anybody for a while? Who were you traveling with?
Whoever I could make a mark for the most part, just until I was able to, find something of value and find my way towards the master. Anyone that seems likely to lead me that way, but now it seems I just have a very good feeling that sticking with you all will lead to me being able to finally drive myself through my brother's heart.
All right.
Sounds hot.
Weird way of phrasing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds oddly sexual.
I hold the stone and I try to figure out how to use it.
A little image flickers in your mind of just being able to will yourself, focusing on it and willing yourself back.
There's no place like home.
Just
no
in
place like
case. Everyone hold hands.
Okay. Can do.
I hold Pinwin's hand. And I guess Gorbel's.
And I start focusing on sending us back to Moonreach.
And instantly, you guys are standing outside of the cave that you had entered. In the morning light, outside the village of Moonreach. However, now you're seeing that there's smoke coming up from chimneys, and it looks like there's people walking around. A bunch of people.
Wait.
Is that odd?
It is odd.
It was barren before, right?
Yeah.
Well, weren't there the...
Was the ring used for bad and we fixed it?
Oh,
Did we change the
mess up the
timeline?
timeline?
Let's cautiously approach. Let's cautiously approach.
Or maybe we just mended it a little.
We'll see.
Fine.
Is there anybody that we recognize?
You guys approach the village.
Do we
And-
see Fennec?
Coincidentally, Fennec is the first one to see you. He's outside of the village, just outside the gates, hand on his sword. He looks, even if you could describe it, more serious than the last time you saw him, except now, Fennec's alive.
He's not holy?
No. He looks at you as you approach, and he tightens his grip on his sword, and he looks at all of you, especially you, Gorbel, and he says, "My gods, I thought you were all dead." And that's where we're going to end for the night.
Oh, son of a gun.
Whoops.
Stuff got weird.
Whoops.
It seemed little, like it's a thing.
What
I mean,
butterfly did we
It
step
butterfly
on?
affected. Yep.
We messed it up. We messed up the timeline.
Well,
Maybe
so
we
far
made
it's
it
better.
Yeah, hopefully.
The world thinks
know
we're
that.
Yeah,
we're
don't
dead,
worry.
which means we can operate freely.
Hopefully.
For a second.
Yeah.
And then the master
boy.
shows up
Hey,
and is like,
guys.
"You're not dead," and does
This-
a doopsie.
Yeah, this arc is not consequences. It's fine.
This
Right.
arc is timey-wimey bullshit.
This arc is schmonsequences.
All right. Tell me why you guys deserve 5 points of boon.
Navigating the timey-wimey streams.
We got a rune, baby.
You got a rune.
We got a rune.
We caught that skull ring. Or the raven ring. What? Yeah.
There you go.
What?
What?
Man, yeah. Formulating the plan that how we do stuff as a group.
I'm glad my modify memory worked out. That wasn't this episode, though.
Yeah.
But man, it panned out.
Yeah.
Successfully splitting the party.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
For
Yeah.
one of very few times.
And not even realizing at the time that we were both going to our dads was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is.
I didn't realize until we got there and you were like, you see these two? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Fathers.
All right, nice. Yeah, good job. That was really interesting. I guess we'll see what sort of consequences are wrought from this endeavor.
None. Schmonsequences.
Mandorin is alive.
But yeah, let's vote for tonight's MVPC.
Wait, did we get the 5 points?
Oh yeah, you all get the 5 points.
Whee!
Sick. Do some of us get more?
You buy if you're at MVPC.
Do one of us get more?
Who?
I don't know. I'm
Do
asking
you
you.
have a
buddy.
reason? If you can give a good reason for it, maybe.
What?
Because Seth's really handsome.
Okay, you can't have boon, but you can have inspiration.
I'm too
All right,
high.
now for tonight's MVPC. The
Air
most
horn, air horn,
valuable
air horn.
player character. I want you guys to vote for who deserves an additional 5 points of boon. Now, just to keep in mind for you listening at home, Willem is 1, Tomar is 2, Pinwin is 3, and Gorbel is 4. When I'm going to give you a moment to decide, and then I'm going to count to 3, and you're going to hold up the corresponding number of fingers indicating the person that you think deserves MVPC. All right, take a moment.
Got it.
Everybody got it? All right.
Yeah, just go for it.
1, 2, 3, vote. All right, we've got 2 votes for Willem, 1 vote for Tomar, and 1 vote for Pinwin. Tomar, why'd you vote for Pinwin?
Because I think, and it wasn't this episode, but I think it's a long con with Modify Memory that Miraluk is somehow working with us, like, on his own. Like, I don't know if that would have happened otherwise and what he would have been doing had Pinwin not cast that spell. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I don't trust it. That seemed too nice, Seth.
Well, the rune thing happened, and now he seems like he doesn't super have a choice. He's, like, destined to help us.
Yeah.
Willem, why'd you vote for Tomar?
This is kind of a greedy reason, I guess. I don't know, or like selfish reason. But I don't know if he meant to do this, but he totally backed me into a corner on the whole mask
thing.
Yeah, and
I
literally was just completely beside myself with, oh no, what excuse do I give?
Right.
He knows.
Yeah, I was like
like we just talked about using it, so why wouldn't I be able to use it?
Because if you
And
gave
it
a
just
bullshit
really
reason
messed
not
me
to
up.
hand me the mask, I'm like, he's fucking lying then, there's like no
But the
denying.
confidence in handing the mask
Exactly,
over was like,
exactly. I was like, that's the only option I have. And just forcing me to just try and navigate that really like suddenly kept me on my toes, and I wasn't expecting that at all, because I was like, yeah, whatever, that's all gone, whatever. But you tricky prick.
Way to stay in character. Nice. Pinwin, why did you vote for Willem?
Well, kind of piggybacking off of that, just I thought it was cool that you kept that secret, and yeah, I don't know. You got a lot of information. Y'all got a lot of information, and yeah, that was.
Yeah, he also got information from Mandorin.
And you
So-
somehow got away with lying so hard. Like, that's some good lying.
Well, to Tomar,
If there was ever a time to roll good on deception.
Yeah.
I got a
it's a good-
16, but I have a plus 22. So
on the surface, it doesn't seem consequential to Tomar. It just seems like Willem was too stupid to understand how the mask worked.
Right.
And
in my head, I was like, I know you know what you're doing, but
yeah,
I like it.
I genuinely
from a
thought
very,
that you were confused,
standpoint.
like out of character. I genuinely thought that you were like, wait, did we use this? Because I thought you were asking me, and I was like, I'm not saying shit. But
Yep. And honestly, yeah, I was like, I'm not falling into that trip. So I'm just gonna be honest about that.
Gorbel, why'd you vote for Willem?
He stuck to his lying ways and asked a bunch of questions and talked to Mandorin, which is always fun.
Nice.
I always like that.
Very good. Well, that means tonight's MVPC is Willem Valtel. Take your 5 extra points of boon and, continue to lie to your friends.
fucking traitor.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm excited to see.
To betray you all.
Thank you for being a traitor.
Trait you for trading a trait.
Looking forward
He's getting
to
some truth snake juice in his drink at that
You
party.
guys gonna give me some snork juice?
I'm looking forward to the one-shot episode where Willem is banished to the abyss for all of his lying and has to fucking fight all those stuff down.
But yeah, no, I'm excited to see where, what sort of choices you guys make in the next couple of episodes. It'll be very interesting to see. So that's it, though, for tonight's episode. Thanks for listening, folks. Thanks to Chad Piper for that awesome intro song. Thanks to Adrian Von Ziegler for that beautiful background music. And thanks to all of you listeners. We couldn't do it without you. If you like what you hear, please feel free to rate us on iTunes or really any podcast app. But everybody knows that, the iTunes one is really where you get the most merit for it. So check that out. Check out our Patreon and our social media. Our Patreon has some really cool tiers now and some bonus content that you'll only have access to if you are making us warlocks in being a patron. Other than that, I said again, thank you so much for listening. We really enjoy this, and we do it all for you. So we're very selfless, and this has nothing to do with us and everything to do with you. Don't ever think otherwise. That's it for tonight's episode. I am your host and DM, Seth, and this is the D20 Syndicate podcast, where we go on adventures so you don't have to. Au revoir.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Which one?
It was the Moonlight plane, right?
Why do we have so many fucking planes?
Sorry.
Twilight plane, Moonlight plane,
Technically, that wasn't even
Made
the
right
Moonlight
plane.
made right plane. I was gonna say chode plane, but yeah.
Oh, are you fucking serious? That dude's walking his dogs across the street, and the dog just shit everywhere, and the dude would just kept on walking, didn't pick it up.
Yell at him.
Assholes.
Oh, are you actually going to do it? No, don't. I don't want people to hate us.
This is how Seth got punched that one time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and this is the end of the podcast.
You've just
have it
doomed
on
him to getting
recording.
punched. Yeah.
Sweet,
And everyone was like, no, don't do it.
Like
And
what you
Seth's
did,
like,
Mika.
I'm going to do it.
Up to the door.
Sorry, one sec. Argus. Hey, kennel up.
Didn't know Zara had a dog.
We get accosted by a pug upon entry.
That is not a pug's bark.
Our baby
Yeah,
kind of makes
a pug's
noises.
bark would be more like, kill me, kill me. I'm an abomination.